It's 2021, I'm in grade 10 and I'm playing handball at break. And this guy, let's call him Noah, comes up and pushes right in front of me in the line. So I grabbed him, I pushed him as hard as I possibly could, and he fell on the floor. Before I explain what happened, let me give you some context so you explain how this all came about. You don't play handball very often in grade 10, right? Like it's kind of a rare thing. So when I saw that we were playing handball, I was like, yes, come on, this is the day. Unfortunately, it was at the start of the break and I still had to eat my lunch. Otherwise, where am I gonna get my calories in? I gotta get all big. Everyone else is off playing handball and I'm just sitting there by myself eating lunch. And I was already having a bad day, so this was adding to it. You see, the frustration was already beginning to build up. Eventually though, I did finish my lunch and I go over to play handball and I see that the line is about like 100 people long. And there's only like 20 minutes left on the break. And I'm like, am I even gonna get in before the end of the break? Turns out I only had to wait about 5 minutes because everyone kept getting out. Everyone sucks at handball. So I get in and guess what happens? Just to add to the frustration, just to make it a little bit worse, I get dog shotted straight away, which is where, handball, by the way, guys, it's not European handball. It's like you just hit a little ball to each other. And they did like a low shot, got me straight out. So now I'm back at the beginning of the line where I was like 5 minutes ago. Still haven't played I haven't hit the ball once. And we're like a good, 20 minute into breaks now. There's about 15 minutes left. It's not looking good. Now I'm standing at the end of the line and at this time, my social skills suck, like I don't really belong in this friend group, as in like, I don't talk to anyone there basically. So the people in front of me are having like a lovely chat in line. It's like the line doesn't even bother them, and I'm just here on the end waiting for it to be my turn. That's one of the things I loved about handball. Maybe some of you guys can relate to this. You don't have to talk to anyone. You can just have fun. There's no stress. So I'm standing on the end of the line, not talking to anyone. And so it makes sense that when Noah comes up, he doesn't want to be kind of blocked off from the conversation. Does that excuse him pushing in front of the line? Maybe not, but hey, this was ages ago, by the way. I'm not here to comment on him as a person, just explaining what happened. So he comes and cuts in front of me, as, I've explained why. And so, being as mad as I was, and as much as I didn't like this guy to begin with, I pushed him. And so what happens next? He came up to me and he was like, hold on. Grass in front of the camera. More grass in front of the camera. He comes up to me and he goes, and what? And what? He wants to fight. He goes like, and what? Come on, fight me. Because he's like a little bit taller than me, And that makes me really mad. I'd probably lose, but it'd be a fair fight. I could probably get a couple hits in. And I know it's just gonna get broken up, so I'm not gonna get seriously hurt. I really wanna throw that first punch. I just wanna push him again. Everything is just screaming, do it. But I managed to hold it in, which I'm very proud of myself for, looking back. And I walk away. I just don't look back at all. I know they're all gonna be talking about me behind my back. They're gonna be staring at me even, but I don't look back. And it's not to look cool. It's not to look like I don't care. It's literally just I'm scared. I don't want to see everyone staring at me. It was literally my worst fear. So I walk away and I go wait for the bell to ring because, it's basically at the end of break. And I'm just dreading going to class because although I don't have anyone in my class that's from that group, I just know I'm going to be like the talk of the school. Like, this guy backed out of a fight. Like, come on. That culture. Like, everyone wants to see a fight. Even in grade 10, people want to see a fight. At least the people I was hanging around. So I'm just that guy who just spoiled it all. Just a pussy, basically, I'll say it. And I'm even more afraid of having to come back and face these guys at second break. But I don't skip school. I managed to make myself go to class. Again, I'm doing all right, honestly, except for that initial burst of anger. But I go to class and I see the guy, Noah, talking to his friend and they're looking straight at me. I know they're looking straight at me because who else would they be talking about? And I see Noah whisper in the guy ear, literally covered hand in everything, whisper in the other guy's ear. The other guy is looking straight at me as well. And the other guy laughs. Like, can it get any more obvious that they're talking about me and saying some pretty bad stuff? Again, I didn't hear what they were saying, but I can assume it was pretty bad. My brain just instantly goes to like, oh, look at that pussy. Like, what a loser. I hate that guy. Luckily, these guys aren't in my class, so I go to class dreading who else is going to be talking about me. Thank God, no one talks to me. It's just another class. I think it was like English or something. It's a pretty bad lesson though, like I can't concentrate. But anyway, I managed to get through it, and second break comes around. This is where I know that I should go sit with my group. I would usually do that, but I don't. I'm too scared. So I just wander around the school. I just walk back and forth, go down to the basketball courts. Don't play basketball because I suck at basketball. Go walk up to the tuck shop, probably buy myself. Honestly, I don't really remember what I did. I would have done something along those lines because it happened multiple times, and I did the exact same thing every time. When the bullying got really bad, this was like my go-to activity. Sorry, stupid birds in the background are going off. Anyway, and so finally the bell rings for the end of break, and then it rings again for the end of school an hour later. And I go home, and the next day I came back. I didn't skip school, thank God. And what do? Have a guess. It's grade 10 me. I just want everything to do with validation. I'm scared of going anywhere other than my group, my familiar comfort zone. That's right, I go straight back to the group who literally yesterday was probably calling me a pussy behind my back. It took me another probably year, I think. No, sorry, 6 months until I left that group. And it wasn't even by choice. They made a group chat and kicked me out. It took literally a group chat being made and them saying, Ivor, get out, for me to leave. That just shows how much I relied on validation and how much even the people who didn't like me were like central to my happiness. If they liked me, if they talked to me that day, it made my day. If they said something like this, if they were whispering behind their back, I just felt like absolute shit. It wasn't until after I got kicked out of this group, which was actually probably the best thing to happen to me in high school, that I realized that literally relying on this validation was the worst thing I could possibly do. It wasn't the only mistake I made that day, I should have practiced controlling my anger better so that when I actually got angry, it didn't come out like that. I should have not tried to make things fair, with bullying. You can't try to make it fair because that just leads to more bullying, more violence. You have to just walk away. And the third mistake, the biggest one obviously, was that I just cared what my bullies thought of me. The root of the issue was really that I cared what everyone thought of me. If anyone didn't like me, it doesn't matter who they were, if anyone didn't like me, that was bad. I was somehow worse as a result of that. It started in primary school. I don't know why it started, but it had been there for a while. And it's probably the biggest issue I had to overcome and am still overcoming. Led to a whole bunch of other social issues. Probably led to my quietness and stuff. It was not good, but it was so bad that it led to me caring what even the people who I actively disliked thought of me. And that's where it starts to become really detrimental because you just can't get everyone to like you. And the people who don't like you right now, there's a good chance it's going to stay that way. As hard as you try, there's just differences in who you are. And it's not a bad thing. It's just people are different and you can't force them to like you. For me, I just had to get out of that situation, and maybe if this sounds familiar to you, maybe you do as well. I don't know. It's up to you to decide that. And the beauty of walking away is you can't even see what they're saying about you because they're not in your life anymore. Get as far away as you can. Just walking away physically at lunch and then seeing them in class, not good enough. You got to get away. And even if you can't get away fully, you have to just shut them out. Just stop looking at them all the time. If I wasn't actively looking around for Noah and seeing, my group and imagining that they were talking about me, I probably wouldn't have even noticed those guys talking about me. The sooner you stop looking for validation in absolutely everyone and just go and find the people who actually like you and hang around them, regardless of what everyone else thinks, the sooner you'll stop having these just terrible school days like mine. It's the biggest piece of advice I could give you.